You guys, it's been a while since I've created a rogue episode because I've been trying to be succinct for you. My analytics say that people want me to get to the point, but I just wanted to show you. Check me out. We are flushing today. I think I'm probably getting ready to start my period. TMI for all you guys out there, but if you're here, you know what's going on. But I just feel emotionally wound up a little bit, not in a bad way today. Yesterday, I'm pretty sure I went through the 5 stages of grief in a very 12-hour period, in a very short 12-hour period, but just about what is life and all the things. But I have been on a lot of work calls today and just busy and going and nonstop peopling and to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And that doesn't feel good to my nervous system. And so therefore, we get splotchy. Also, we have so much acne right now. So when we talk about not feeling confident, acne does not help in that. And, but that's besides the point, because guess what I'm talking with you about today? You can blush and still be confident. As I tell you about my acne and my blushing as I jump on camera. But you know what? If you've been around here, you already know. It is not about the absence of blushing. It is showing up when you're blushing. It's showing up when you're not blushing and then you start blushing or something catches you off guard and it makes you turn red, and not stopping because you turned red. And every little bit of discomfort that you carry yourself through builds confidence. I think so many people get caught on the fact that it's so uncomfortable, and so you have to do something to get rid of the discomfort. And that is where people stop, people run away, people shut down, people get in their head and get all psyched out over things because they feel like, I just can't go on because of this embarrassing moment. But the freedom is on the other side of the thing that makes you uncomfortable. So I want to talk to you a little bit today about confidence and blushing. I took some notes. Let me see what I said to myself over here. I wanted to talk to you about what confidence is and what confidence is not. Because sometimes we just need to hear this. And if you're like me, sometimes I need to, we hear certain words all the time, but sometimes in the middle of a conversation, I'm like, I need to look up the meaning of that word, because although I hear that word all the time, I just need to be reminded of what the word means. And it just has a bigger impact on me. I don't know if that happens for you, but it happens for me. So I really felt on my heart today when I was like, what can I talk to them about today? I thought about confidence, and I've noticed, and you've probably noticed this, when you feel really confident, you feel good about the way you look, the way you're showing up, the way you're dressed. Maybe you're speaking about something and you feel really confident in what you're speaking about. You probably don't blush. And if you do, you don't blush as red and for as long because you feel confident. And so let's talk about what confidence is not. Confidence is not being perfect. It's not never blushing. It's not being calm all the time. It's not needing everyone to approve of you. It's not performing a version of yourself that you think people will like. It's not the absence of anxiety, awkwardness, or bodily reactions such as flushing or sweating. It's not forcing yourself to be fearless, because that is not a thing. It's not shutting down your emotions. So if you are equating confidence to any of those things, that's not what confidence is. And that is setting you up to fail, because you're never going to reach or achieve those things. And if you do, it won't be long term. When I first started Blushing Phoenix, I kept thinking that if I didn't blush, then I had won. And I had felt like I had achieved something. But then as soon as I would flush again, it would make me start way back at the starting point again. And I felt like I was making so much progress, and then I would go all the way back to the starting line again. And then I realized it's not about whether I turn red or not. It's about whether I'm showing up or not. And each time I do that, I'm teaching myself something new, because we can't really teach ourselves something new in our mind. We can practice there, But we have to get ourselves into the physical space, into the environments. We have to feel the feelings. We have to feel that flesh. We have to watch what happens around us and reflect on, did I die? Did I lose my friends because of it? Did people say something? And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But for the most part, in my situation, they don't. You have to put your body in the environment. What confidence is. Here is what confidence is. So if you're looking for, or as you're hearing me talk about, you can blush and still be confident. Here's what confidence is. Confidence is self-trust. Confidence is showing up when your nervous system gets loud. Confidence is the ability to regulate after a trigger. Confidence is knowing your value even if you turn red. It's not one or the other. Well, I turned red and now I have no value. No, in spite of, you still have value no matter what. Confidence is noticing your discomfort, but not bowing down to it. And I love that because you can be uncomfortable, notice that you're uncomfortable. You can feel uncomfortable and awkward and out of sorts and still not bow down to this thing as your king or as your God or as a thing that gets to control you. Confidence is building evidence that you can survive awkward moments. We're going to come back to that in a second. Confidence is being rooted in who you are, not how you look. Hence all this acne going on right now. Side note, I overdid it with my tretinoin, just so you know, and I had to stop the tretinoin. And then when you stop the tretinoin, you have all this cell turnover and you basically have what's called the purge. And that's what's happening here. Love it. I love that for me. And confidence is trusting safe people and letting them see the real you. So let's go back to building evidence that you can survive awkward moments. The fear of that awkward moment, the fear of I'm going to show up, oh my gosh, there's going to be all these people, I'm going to turn red and people are going to say something and here's what they're going to think. And you're projecting your thoughts onto them because for some reason you need their approval. For some reason, which obviously for some reason, I don't want to say that lightly because you're truly wired and conditioned to need approval because that is how we survive in a primal state. Like at our primal sense of who we are, we need to be accepted and liked by others. And so there's already this disconnect between showing up and knowing that this might cause a scene and make you feel a certain way, but you want to feel confident. And if you are trading confidence out because you blush, I can't be confident if I blush. I am going to challenge you on that because you can be confident and blush. Look at me. Do I not seem confident to you? Obviously, it's just me and you right now, and you get me, but I'm not saying I don't get uncomfortable. I'm just saying I keep showing up. So let's talk about a few things here. How to build confidence even if you blush. Put your attention outward. When you focus on the other person, your system stops scanning you. Your blushing reduces, your confidence increases because the pressure leaves your body. So try asking them a question. Ask a question. Notice their tone, expression, and their story. Mentally repeat to yourself, this is about connection and not performance. So let's talk about that. If you are anything like me, when I realized that I was always self-obsessing, constantly self-obsessing, even when I asked somebody else a question, I was thinking about how I was responding. Am I being attentive enough? Am I nodding my head enough? Am I doing, enough facial expressions so they know I'm interested? Notice that about yourself. They don't need all that. Think about when you start talking to somebody else. Maybe you read their body language. Maybe you're a highly sensitive person and you need that for validation to know it's safe to keep going. But that truly is still kind of a form of bondage, is how they respond and how they react. And do they want me to keep talking or not talking? Say what you need to say. So ask your question and become aware of how you respond when they're answering their question. Can you take your focus off yourself and put it actually onto them? The first few times, it might not be that easy. Actually, especially if you're an ADHD or two, it may never be easy. But be aware of that and work on putting your attention on them. Look good, feel good. This is not for vanity. This is psychology. If you look good, you feel good. Grooming changes your body chemistry. It makes you feel good about yourself. Wearing an outfit that's comfortable and makes you feel good. It signals that I'm showing up for myself. I'm doing this for me. And because blushers often hide, confidence starts with the opposite, which is being seen on purpose. So show up feeling good. Put yourself in safe environments. Confidence grows where our nervous system feels safe, supported, and held. Hang out with people who don't make comments about your face or your flushing, people who don't treat blushing like it's some big deal. Those are low energy, small-minded people, by the way. And people who just let you be human. This year, I set out to make new connections. I met some amazing women. Every single one of them know that I flush. They know about Blushing Phoenix. I have flushed in front of them. There was one situation this year with one of the new friends where I was talking to her about something that it wasn't about her specifically, but it was like a get together at her house, and there was this girl there, and the girl wasn't very nice, and it was like the way it made me feel. I think I did a podcast on this when I was working on some of the Ignite stuff. But I just wanted to tell her about the situation, not because I needed her to do anything about it or because I wanted her to choose one person, like me or the other person. It was nothing like that. I was just actually working through the feelings of how this person made me feel. And I got so flushed and so afraid in my body because I had never crossed this bridge with this particular new friend, and I thought she was going to reject me after this. And even though I'm a grown-ass woman and I know that I'll be okay whether you want to be my friend or not, nobody wants to have that discomfort. I like her. I don't want her to not be friends with me. I know I'll be okay if it doesn't work out. But my body was having the response of, she's not going to like this information and she's going to dump me. And she did not. She was actually very, very interested in everything I was saying. And we had a really good conversation. We were at lunch. She left and I got in my car and I actually just started crying and shaking. Like my body just felt like snap, crackle, pop. It just felt like it needed to purge, no pun intended, with my acne. It just needed to let this energy out, that this fear, these lies, it's not even lies. It's things that have actually been true in my past, but I don't live in my past anymore. I'm not that girl anymore. And I always talk about the micro bravery moment. So confidence isn't a leap. It is it's repetition. Speak up in a meeting. When you're in a meeting or in an environment where there's people, like, don't force yourself. I got to say something, but because I think that can make things really awkward. But if you feel that prompting that you need to say something and speak up, and you would normally hush that down, don't hush it down. Just actually speak. Say your opinion. That's a big one. It doesn't have to be controversial. It's just that, you know how sometimes people are talking to you and you don't agree with what they're saying, but they're just speaking as if they're assuming that you agree with them. You can push back against that. Send that text message to that person. Post that thing online that makes you feel like you're going to be judged. Sit with the discomfort instead of making an escape plan. Every time you do that, you are building brick over brick over brick over brick. The house doesn't just get built. It has to have a foundation. The bricks have to be laid. I don't know anything about building houses, but I'm assuming this is what you do. And then let the energy move. Like how I shook and I was crying in my car, that is the body completing a stress cycle. Confidence isn't being unshakable. It's not that you don't ever get bothered. It's letting your body do what it needs to do and then showing up again and again and again. Movement equals discharging that energy, and that will lead to a calmer future you, because the next time you're in that situation, your body eventually starts to realize, I've done this before and I was safe. And even if it's uncomfortable, I know I'm going to be okay. It's all part of building that evidence to show yourself that you're safe. And then normalizing the blush. It's just being able to say, man, sometimes I blush. It's just something my body does when my blood pressure goes up, or I get excited, or I get really warm. It just makes my blood vessels dilate and makes me turn red. It's nothing to be worried about. It'll go down in a minute. people will instantly relax because you called it out. And then you can start to relax because you know that either they're curious and maybe they ask a few questions, or they just move on because you've addressed it and it's not a weird thing anymore. And truly, a lot of times it's not even weird to them. It's just weird to you. And the blush will lose its power because you've done that. Don't isolate. Isolation is the enemy of confidence. It keeps you stuck in your own head. And if you're in your head, you're not in your body. And it is through the body, through the experiences that we have, that we start to heal and build that confidence. So being around people gives you confidence, safe people, letting your nervous system learn that safety, and realizing the world does not fall apart and you don't die when you blush. And then lastly, I want to say that you are building evidence. As I mentioned earlier, you're starting to collect proof from your own life that you can blush and still be connected, that you can blush and no one really cares. And even if somebody does make a comment, what is that going to matter in 5 years from now? What is that going to matter 6 weeks from now? What's that going to matter a week from now that somebody has said something about it? And also, you build evidence through the times that you blush and people accept you, that you actually grow closer with people. As you accept yourself more, people actually accept you more. And I think for me personally, it's because I got around more mature people who would never make a comment about this. And if you've been around for a while, you know, I don't really have people surrounding me who are like, oh my gosh, look at you blushing, or make fun of me. Like, I just don't have that in my circle. I have people get genuinely concerned. And so I just go ahead and diffuse that before it can even happen because, I just want people to know that I'm okay, and they just move on from it. Confidence is built through the evidence, not through your theories of what could happen. Although I'm a big believer of visualization and how you want to show up, and journaling, and all the things that you can do by yourself through meditation, and again, journaling and reflection and all of those things. But until you put yourself in the environment, you can learn about a subject all day, but until you go do the thing, you can read the recipe all day, but until you get the ingredients and start making the cake, how do you know if it's a good cake? And guess what? When you've made something, a recipe, and you're like, man, you know what I need to do next time? I need to do this, this, and this will be better. The same thing goes for when you're living in your body in the present moment. You will know, oh, you know what I could have done differently? This, and this, and that's what I'm going to do next time when I show up. So confidence isn't the absence of blushing. It is the presence of your self-trust and you accepting who you are. Your body might fire off this old story that you've been living, and that's okay, but you are in control and you have the power to write a new one. So what are you doing, or what have you done that's worked for you in the past that has helped you build confidence? When do you feel you're most confident? Thank you for being here today. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you. Hey, I know the holidays are here, and if you're watching this after the holidays, because obviously this video will be around for forever, I have created a free holiday survival guide for you. It's a marketing play on words. I hate calling it a survival guide because I don't think we're surviving blushing, but social gatherings can really impact your nervous system, which therefore impacts you turning red this time of year. And if you are gearing up for a lot of gatherings for work and family and all the things, be sure to check out the description box below. I have a link for you there where you can check out the holiday survival guide. It is short and to the point. It's free. I made it just for you. Woke up one morning and said, what can I provide to them during this holiday season that will help build more confidence in their ability to show up and teach themselves that they are safe and that they are so much more than redness. So be sure to go check that out. If you want to get a monthly newsletter from me, just some of my insights and checking in on you and sharing whatever crazy things I've come up with that month, it's a monthly newsletter. You can find that in the description box below. And if you're interested in coaching, one-on-one coaching, be sure to go check out my website. All of that's in the link below, in the description box below, and I will see you in my next video. You are so much more than redness.